Welcome to I Wrote This News. Today is January 16, 2022. Here's what you need to know to start your day. A 10-hour-long hostage situation at a synagogue in the Dallas-Fort Worth area ended late Saturday with all the hostages safe and the suspect dead, said law enforcement officials. An armed suspect claiming to have bombs in unknown locations took a rabbi and 3 others hostage at the congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville before noon Saturday. Colleyville Police Chief Michael Miller confirmed the suspect was dead in a shooting incident but did not provide specifics. Multiple law enforcement sources told ABC News he was demanding the release of convicted terrorist Afia Siddiqui. Siddiqui had alleged ties to al-Qaeda and was convicted of assault and attempted murder of a U.S. soldier in 2010 and sentenced to 86 years in prison. Kiev believes a hacker group linked to Belarusian intelligence carried out a cyberattack that hit Ukrainian government websites this week and used malware similar to that used by a group tied to Russian intelligence, a senior Ukrainian official said. Serhiy Demiduk said that Ukraine blamed Friday's attack, which defaced government websites with threatening messages, on a group known as UNC1151 and that it was cover for more destructive actions behind the scenes. Microsoft said late Saturday that dozens of computer systems at Ukrainian government agencies have been infected with destructive malware disguised as ransomware, suggesting an attention-grabbing defacement attack on official websites was a diversion. The cyberattack comes after Russia has massed troops near Ukraine's borders. Virginia's freshly sworn-in Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin signed executive actions on his first day in office nixing the use of critical race theory in schools and guaranteeing the right of parents, not education officials, to decide if their children wear masks in schools. Youngkin announced a list of executive actions in a news release after being sworn in as the Commonwealth's 74th governor, and the first Republican elected since 2009. Other executive orders included withdrawing from the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, establishing a commission to combat anti-Semitism, and declaring Virginia, quote, open for business. In his latest War Room podcast, former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon claimed that Donald Trump's Arizona rally on Saturday would serve as a precursor to the decertification of President Joe Biden's 2020 election win. Let's listen in.
This is the kickoff to the 2022 campaign season with this massive rally in Florence, Arizona, in a battleground state. The reason is the decertification process is really kicking up next week in Arizona in the Assembly. They get to the bottom of November 3rd and decertify Biden electors in Arizona, in Wisconsin, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, in the great state of Georgia. Those 4 states, we are going to decertify all those electors.
Legal experts say there is no legal mechanism to undo the appointment of electors or change a certification once a president has been sworn into office. In other news, Home Depot announced an unexplained and massive surplus of loose screws in the Arizona region. It's time for this date in history. On this day in 1909, Ernest Shackleton's expedition finds the magnetic South Pole. On this day in 1991, coalition forces go to war with Iraq, beginning the Gulf War. On this day in 2006, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is sworn in as Liberia's new president. She becomes Africa's first female elected head of state. Celebrating birthdays today are director John Carpenter, comedian Robert Schimmel, singer Sade, playwright, composer Lin-Manuel Miranda, and model Kate Moss. Happy birthday to them all. If your birthday is today, happy birthday to you too. By the way, if you or someone you know has a birthday coming up, send us an email or leave us a voice message with a greeting. We will be happy to include that in an upcoming show. You'll find the links in the show notes. Today's news was brought to us by ABC News, Reuters, Washington Post, Fox News, Business Insider, and Wikipedia. If you have a comment or a question about anything you've heard today, or if you have a suggestion, please send us a note at IWrotethisNews, all one word, at thatradioshow.com. That email address one more time is IWrotethisNews, all one word, at thatradioshow.com.
One more thing, if this podcast sounds a little funny, that's because it's also an experiment. All of the vocals were generated using AI technology. Hopefully the show will sound different and better as the tech improves and as we improve at using it. I'm Bob Neese, hoping you have an amazing day. We'll get together again soon.